Hello, everyone. Welcome to this week's edition of Talk of the Town. So glad that you've joined us this week. I'm also glad that our guest that we have on the show today is with us because she's going to talk about something that all of you are going to be very, very interested in because of how good it is. It's so wonderful. So let me introduce you to somebody who's up to here in apple butter. This is Miss Joan Fogel. Did I say that correctly?
Yes.
She is the apple butter chair, and I told her I can't think of a better chair to be than an apple butter chair. But she's the apple butter chair for the United Women of Faith at Aldersgate United Methodist Church.
Yep.
So glad to have you with us today.
Thank you.
And if you're here, that means I'm going to be able to buy apple butter soon.
Not until Apple Butter Day.
Oh, now listen, but you're on the
No.
show. Don't I
No.
get a jar in advance?
There is not a
Oh,
single
not a
jar
s-
left
That's
from
what
last
we were talking
year.
about. Not a
Yeah.
single jar left. That's just amazing to me. And we're going to talk all about that. Because everybody out there now is saying butter, 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 butter. They're already getting it ready to go. Now, I know you're here because of the Apple Butter Festival, but I want to back up just a minute and talk about the United Women of Faith at Aldersgate United Methodist Church. Because you guys are the ones that are the brainchild behind this, the birthplace of it. And this is your 10th year.
This is our 10th anniversary.
So
Yeah.
tell us a little bit about what you guys do and what the United Women of Faith are all about.
Our goal is to benefit the community and the global missions with the fundraising that we make with the festival. We started the festival in 2015 just by chance. Somebody said, I bet you we could sell some. And we have.
Yeah, you sold,
We have.
you sold
We
a little bit.
few. And we have benefited several agencies in this area as well as all around the world. The Ukraine, Kenya, Armenia, anything that has to do with youth or any disasters that might come up. We helped with the hurricane relief at one point. It just is what we happen to decide we would like to donate to that year. We've made over $100,000 in donations
That's incredible.
through our missions.
That is so incredible. And it's what I wanted to hear people here first because, yes, we love the apple butter. we love the apple butter. But it's what's going on. It's what this is for and the purpose behind it that I wanted everybody to hear
The purpose
first.
behind it, it started out, we really wanted to bring the people in the church together. Not only to make apple butter, but to make a better community within the church. And at that point, we had 2 services, and you didn't see everybody. And as a result, the entire church is active in this in numerous different ways. We all look forward to it. We all know each other's names. We all work together. And that's the joy that comes from it. It's a really good opportunity for meeting new people, bringing them in, just sharing fellowship. It's been very successful. I didn't know anybody in the church, really, and I'd been there for a few years, and now I think I could mention most of them by name. And we've grown, and we all enjoy working together and do a lot of laughter.
See,
It's
that's
fun.
That's wonderful. And I hope there's a lot of folks that are listening there saying, gosh, how do we do, this is how you do it. This is how you build community. You make
We
apple
work
butter.
together. Yeah, we make apple butter.
But you work
Not
together.
just apple butter. We
You
work together.
And
Yeah,
that's
everybody
the trick.
has a skill that we can use. It doesn't matter. We have some that cannot stir or do the actual physical labor. So we have, they put the labels on, they put the caps on the jars, they sit around and tell us stories of Shelby. And so all ages are involved, even the youth and the kids' activities.
That's
everybody
awesome.
gets a chance.
Everybody gets a chance. And what it all culminates in is this time of year when you have the festival.
Yes, yep. It all starts Monday.
So here it comes.
Here it comes.
Here it comes. That's awesome.
Yep.
Now I know that from the community's perspective, we just see this amazing festival. But this is what I wanted to hear people hear is there's for anything that's successful like that, there's always a backstory. There's always a reason why it's successful and the reason it's flourishing, and those roots that go back into all of this desire to be connected and desire to pull everybody together. That's why this has survived and lasted for 10 years, and I'll probably be talking about it 10 years from now.
Hopefully. Yep. We just had someone that went to a festival, I think in Tennessee, and came back and said, we could do apple butter. And the UMW, the United Women of Faith, got together and we talked about it. And Renee Bumba, Charlotte Jackson, Carolyn Strachan, they were all instrumental in getting it started. And did an amazing job the first year. We had lots of people. We were outside. We had all kinds of activities. As time went on, we adjusted some things, but we still keep getting bigger.
That is true. You still keep getting bigger.
Yeah.
And because I've been to several of these over the years. In fact, I go pretty much every year to it. And you've even survived through COVID. You actually
Yes.
made it through the COVID years with the festival still intact. How did you manage to do that?
Well, we did a lot of silent auction baskets within the church, just the church family, but then we offered it online. And you could bid online. And we still made a fair amount to donate and kept everybody active, had a lot of crafts. Could not cook, couldn't use the kitchen. So the bakery was out, the apple butter was out, but crafts and handmade items were what we worked with those years.
So I know that those, the further we get away from it, sometimes we don't think about it. But that was really tough there for a couple of years. It was really tough on events like this.
Yeah.
Many of them didn't survive.
Right.
That the time period that, as well as you guys did. Because I know you're thinking we're going to have an apple butter festival without apple butter. we can't cook apple butter.
Can't cook apple butter, but we can still have a
But we can still have a
fall
festival.
festival.
That's right. And I think people were just understanding to some extent, but still sometimes it didn't. The ones that weren't well rooted didn't survive. And so that says something about you guys as well, that you actually did survive that time. So I noticed it's curious to me that it survives and thrives on the same day they do the Livermush Festival. That's
We
funny.
planned
That
it that way.
symbiotic relationship that you've developed with the
Yes.
Livermush Festival is amazing. Tell us a little bit about that.
We planned it that way. We knew that people were out and about. It is the busiest weekend in October all across the state. Lincolnton has their Apple Festival. Lake Lure has a festival. There are numerous festivals that day, and people are out and about. So we thought, well, that's the perfect day for it. If you're out and you're looking for a festival, we got some good food. We got good music, and we have lots of vendors.
That is awesome. That is so awesome. So that you guys actually thought this is a great, and it's true. It
It was
has
planned.
worked beautifully. I'll have to say you're absolutely right. It has worked beautifully because for some reason that is one of the busiest days. I don't know. I guess it's just where it fell. Everyone's picked that day for around our area for their festival. So I think people festival surf.
I think you're correct.
I think they just go surf, place to place. They pick up their apple butter, get their liver mush.
And they all come early because the apple butter itself is usually sold out before the end of the day.
And not a single jar left
Now,
from last year.
there was
Wow.
that day we didn't have
Have a day.
anything left. That was a first. Usually we have a few that we sell late. It was all gone.
Now, I know when we come back from the break, we're going to talk about this year's festival, about who's going to be there, all about. But I know that one of the things historically that we're talking about is the apple butter itself. whose recipe are they using for the apple butter?
It's a secret, but it was Mary Henry's recipe, and she's no longer with us, but she was a staple in getting sure that we knew how to make that apple butter and do it correctly. And we had tastings to see the best one. Those were nice. I like those.
I bet.
But pretty much use her recipe, and
Now,
glad she was shared it.
What safe under armed guard is this recipe locked up in right beside the recipe for Kentucky Fried Chicken?
I'm not telling.
You're not. Who is this?
No.
Oh, is the chair the keeper of the recipe now? 'Cause
Maybe.
Maybe. This is so awesome. I love it. That is so cool that her recipe is going to just keep right on going. That is so awesome. And it is. And I'll vouch for this myself. If someone has not tasted this particular brand of apple butter, you are missing out. This is incredible, incredible apple butter. So on that note, I know we have to take a small break here, and we're going to come back, and we're going to spend some time talking about this year's rendition of the apple butter, if that's okay with you.
That's fine.
And if that's okay with you, that's exactly what we're going to do. So if you slip out to go to the refrigerator or run an air, you got to come back, because we're not done talking about apple butter, and we'll be back right after this.
Tune in to Senior Moments here on C19 TV. I am Jackie Sibley Newton with Terabella Assisted Living. Whether you are a senior planning for your own future or helping someone make decisions, Senior Moments has got information to share. We talk about the wealth of services, activities, and healthy living options available to you here in our area. That's Senior Moments on C19 and also on C19.tv.
Someone once said that without music, life would be a mistake. And that's how we feel here on Face the Music. Hi, I'm Summer Castle-Keever, and I'd love for you to join me each month on our new program, Face the Music, which airs on C19 TV and C19.tv. Each month, we'll highlight the talents, personalities, and stories behind some of the area's most gifted singers, songwriters, and musicians. It's going to be a lot of fun, so join me each month for a new edition of Face the Music right here on C19.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Talk of the Town. Steve Putnam still here with Miss Joan Fogel, who is the Apple Butter Chair, and we're talking about the Apple Butter Festival, which is going to be happening on October 19th from 9 a.m. till 3 p.m. at United Methodist Church. United Aldersgate Methodist Church. I was looking at the group, United Women of Faith, who put it on, and that's who we've been talking about, because you're now within the United Women of Faith. I meant to ask you this: I know you're the Apple Butter Chair, but are you just a member of that, or do you hold a position in that? Or?
Nope. That's my
Just the chair.
position. Yeah, that's enough, thanks.
And so, and the keeper of the recipe, perhaps, you won't say. But anyway, we're so glad to have you back to finish talking about this, because we've been talking about the history and everything associated with it, but I know this event is right around the corner, and you want to tell us all about the wonderful things that are going to be happening at this year's version of the Apple Butter Festival. So let's just jump right in. Tell us all about it. Starts off at 9 a.m. What am I going to find if I walk through the door?
Oh goodness, before you even get through the door, we have our ice cream truck that has come every year, Schoolcraft Ice Cream. The youth of Aldersgate have a fire pit where they make fabulous s'mores with huge marshmallows and hot cider and hot cocoa. And then they have a little item that they offer for kids to make. We now have 9 vendors outside, or 10 vendors outside, which is new because we had so many applicants. And then there's the car show that's also at the entrance. And we try to have a variety of different cars every year. And as you're coming in, if you're handicapped, or you have difficulty walking, we have golf carts that will bring you up to the door and help out if there's anything needed. Then as you come in, this year, because we had so many areas that we had donated to in the past, the agencies, we offered space for them to show what needs they had for this year. So we have about 8 or 9 different agencies there. And then you'll come in and there's a children's area where they have lots of really cool crafts. We've been having fun with that. The music's going on the stage. Then there's, of course, the Apple Butter sales. Everybody says, well, where's that? Well, it's in the corner and with the long line.
Yep.
And there's 22 vendors inside. Then we have the bakery, which this year we've added frozen chicken pot pies, and the kids have made frozen apple pies, the youth. The United Methodist Men, we call them biscuits and buns. They are offering breakfast and lunch fare as well. I think I'm traveling around. Did I get everything? Yeah, I think that's pretty much. If I missed anything, I'll think about it later.
That's right. Now, I noticed I was picking up on some of the things that you were saying because I've been to the event before and I've seen a lot of what you're talking about and been a part of it. Starting at that fire pit, they're outside making some really impressive s'mores, aren't they?
Oh, they are.
They're so good.
So good. And they just offer them to anybody who comes by. They have fun making them. And
Well, I'll make sure I come by.
oh, yeah.
I'll make sure this.
Yeah.
I'll make sure I do. I've not gotten a s'more yet, so I'm going to have to do that. But I noticed the vendors and so forth. What kind of vendors? Just a sampling. I know you don't want to go through all of them, but just a sampling of maybe what type
We
vendors
have
they have.
a woodworker that came back this year. We have the Rotary is Christmas wreaths, breakfast Rotary. We have jewelry people. I'm trying to think. We have lots of handmade items, some crocheted, some homemade jellies. There's I'm trying to think. Some wreaths, beautiful wreaths. There's a variety. There's a little bit of everything for everybody.
And then what I was thinking about that, it's the end of October. So yes, Halloween is just right around the
Yeah,
corner,
we
and
got some
everybody's
Halloween
thinking
stuff.
about. So there's Halloween stuff there
Yeah.
to be had, and it's all good.
And some Christmas stuff because we're getting ready for
That's
Christmas.
exactly what I was going to say,
yeah.
because people are already in the mindset, even though Halloweens and pumpkins and everything are prominent right then. They're trying to think ahead. I got to pick up this little item, stocking stuffers, things like. This is a perfect place to find that gift that you for the
absolutely.
hard to get a gift for a person, because there's all these jellies and jams and different unique items at these vendors that you can pick up and have.
They are artisans. They're not,
Yes.
just crafted. They are artisans. They're
And that's what our
talented people.
Yes, I remember so much about that, is that there was really some. It's an eclectic group.
Yeah.
That's there.
That's what we like.
But it's an interesting and that's one of the things, like my wife sometimes is very hard to buy for, and she's got a birthday and Christmas is right around the corner. And because she says, I don't need anything, I don't need, but if you can find something like that's really kind of unique and fun, that's what I like to find. So, because
It's there.
it's there, and so there's a lot of people like that on everybody's Christmas gift lists, and so this is a good place to actually start that early Christmas shopping, if that's early. I don't know, I'm probably
No, that's about right.
that's about right. Okay, because I tend to wait till the last minute, so that works for me to go to places like this and find things like that, and then squirrel them away and hope I don't forget them when Christmas comes around. But now the kids' activities, I know that that's something that I've had my grandkids there before.
Oh,
They
yeah.
love that. There's always something for them to do. There's a craft. There's things for them. Yeah, it's for all ages, little kids.
We have the puppeteer back.
Oh, really?
Yes, and she was well received last year. Everybody enjoyed her, adults to children, and that was the main thing. Last year we had Santa Claus, but this year we put Santa Claus on hold, and we've got those recipients from the festival in place of that. But the kids' crafts are always fun. We've been having a good time putting those together.
Right. And I know you mentioned a minute ago about the parking and so forth and the logistics and this and that. All of that is handled by the members of the church, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely, yes. Yeah, there are so many people are involved in it. There's the parking crew, and Tom McNichol is in charge of all of that. The outside activities. Then we have our cooks in the kitchen. We have our bakers. There's something for everyone to take part in, all ages.
Right. So folks that come may not be aware of that, but this is a whole church effort.
Yes.
That's amazing. Now I know you mentioned music during the day. There's going to be different groups on stage, different types of music or whatever that's being played, and that'll be going on the entire time.
Yes.
Correct. Yes.
Yes.
Biscuits and buns.
Yeah. Yeah.
for breakfast and lunch. Now, though, you mentioned something a moment ago I have never noticed there before, and I don't know if it was there last year. The bakery.
Yes.
Was that there last year? Because
It
if
is
it was,
there,
I totally
and
missed it.
it's off the main. We are inside the Epworth building, and there is a small room off to the gym that is our small dining room, and in it is all homemade baked goods. The bundt cakes are fabulous. The pound cakes, the cookies.
I have seen that. I hadn't seen the frozen items. That's what I
Those-
didn't know you
yeah.
had those.
Those are.
Right.
It's been a while since we've had those. Because before COVID, and so we brought them back, and we made almost 100 frozen chicken pot pies. And last year I bought one of the kids frozen apple pies, and it got sold out from underneath me. So I didn't get my frozen
Oh my goodness! Well, you'll have to
apple
get
pie.
it this year.
I'm going to make sure.
Make sure of it this year. Well, and see, I love chicken pot pie. That's why when my
It's good.
radar went up when you said
It's
that,
good.
because that's one of the things I'm going to have to make sure I will go away with that day, is at least 2 of those, so we can have those for dinner one night, and a pie, of course, for dessert.
Of course.
Of course.
Of course.
But that's interesting. That's a neat addition to that. So there's really just a little bit of everything for everybody, isn't there?
Yeah, we have a lot of fun, and in prep for this, our apples get delivered this afternoon.
So today of this filming, your apples are coming in.
Yes.
Oh, so all of the work begins.
The work begins. We start cooking on Monday, and there's at least 15 people in the kitchen from 8 until 3 in the afternoon for 4 days a week for the next 3 weeks.
Wow. How many apples are you going to have delivered for this? This has
We
to,
have I think it's,
wow.
what did they say? 20 bushels?
Oh me.
40 bushels?
Wow.
That's not. people are in charge of different areas, and I let them be in charge of different areas. And
That's because you're the chair.
yes, and our cooks, Patty Hole and Carolyn Strachan and Laura Simmons, excuse me, are our head cooks, and they keep us all on track. And yeah, we're busy for the next 3 weeks.
Apples, apples, apples.
Apples, apples.
Apples, apples. All right. So now, just to recap, so that people will know because I know we're getting close to time. I want to make sure everybody remembers the day and everything. So this is all going to happen on October 19th, starting at 9 o'clock in the morning and lasting until 3 in the afternoon. It's the same day as the Liver Mush Festival.
Yep.
And so if folks want to start their day off here and then travel to the Liver Mush Festival and then go to Lincolnton and all the other festivals, they could just make a festive day of it,
Or
can't
they could stay at ours.
Or just stay at yours.
Yes.
Because there's plenty, like you've said here, there's plenty for folks to do. But I would recommend, and I know you probably would too, if they want apple butter, they probably should come early, shouldn't they?
We do not sell before that day, so.
So you'll have to be in line, ready to go.
Yep.
9 a.m. that morning.
There are pints and half pints and also sugar-free half pints.
And that's what I was going to ask you next. If folks are interested, because that's the one thing we haven't mentioned, tell me about the prices and the sizes one more time.
The pints will be $9 this year due to the cost of items.
Right.
The half pints are $5 and the sugar-free half pints are $5.
There you go. And if folks want more information, I think there's a number here on the screen they can call, and they can just reach out to Aldersgate, aldersgateshelby.com because I assume there's some information on the
yes.
website there. But you can't
Okay.
get it ahead of time.
No,
Got to be there the day of.
I don't. We can't even buy it ahead of time.
Let's see. And the show host didn't even get it.
I know.
Well, if the chair doesn't get it, I don't get it. That's the
Nope,
way it is.
nope, I'm
well, thank you
sorry.
so much for being, and I just want to thank you for this community service, because this is one of the things that not only draws your church together, but serves to bring our community together too, because it has turned into such a community event. It's something that people put on a calendar to look forward every year. I hear people talk about your apple butter all the time, but they're also talking about the event and the fact that we all come together, and it's a really wonderful
we
thing.
donate.
And
we
you
donate.
give right back to the community. And that's why I wanted everyone to hear that first today, that this is not just to make money. This is to actually give back to the community. And that's just a beautiful thing. And that's why it survived for 10 years. And like I say, we'll be talking about it 10 years from now.
Good.
And also it's fabulous. But thank you so much for being on our show today. And I look forward to you coming back next year to talk about it again. But we're grateful that you're here this year, and hope everybody will come out and support it.
Thank you so much.
And thank you, because we don't have a show if you don't watch our show. So we're very grateful for that. But we're also very grateful for story ideas like this wonderful event. There are many other things that are happening around the county that people may not know about, but you do. So if you will just jot that down in an email and send it to info@c19.tv, we can contact those folks and get them in these chairs and get that wonderful news out to the county. So let us know what you know, because this is a great place to live, filled with wonderful people who want to give back, wonderful events that we all should be aware of. So let us know about them. But until next time, this is Steve Putnam signing off, saying have a great week.